All right, so this is game one between a 2100 ranked Argentinian player. I said this the other day. We've got tons of players from Argentina. We're catching up to live time. Blue's playing as the Burmese. And then we have Mihai, who's more well-known. He's 14th seed in this tournament. And he is up against the 115th seed in Eskabe today. So should be a smooth sailing Mihai victory, but we have had one or two big upsets so far in the early round. We had seed 80 beating seed 40. And then we also had seed 101 beating seed 28, which was Eli from the US beating Stark from Brazil. So there have been some pretty big upsets that have happened already. I don't know how far behind we were. I think we're close to live time at this point. It's full water play here for Mihai. And I think it's going to be the same here for Eskabe, but Koreans should be a better water civ. Actually, we have a... Oh, hold on. We have a lot of stuff happening. We've got a sneak archer range from Mihai. So Mihai, Snuckaville is building a barracks, is building an archery range. And I don't know if Blue saw the Ville. And that's why Blue is building a barracks here. But he did lose his fishing ships early, and it feels like he might know something's coming. Okay, the game feels super slow now, but we're actually normal speed. So... So, I like the early galleys to snipe the fish, but it did only kill 2 fishing ships. Ultimately, I think the sneak archers are going to be the biggest thing here. Blue loses another fishing ship to the fire. He's just behind. Like, he didn't get the fire numbers where they needed to be, so he's trying to stabilize here. But it almost feels like either he's going to try and go archers himself, or he knows that there's a sneak archer range. I'm thinking that maybe when the villager walked across, he noticed it. Koreans don't get demos, which can be an issue in fire v fire engagements. And Blue just going to block off this fire. You do not want to actually use that demo here. Don't use it. Don't lose it. Yep, perfect play. Might be tough for him to get into the choke point against these fires. I love the dock positioning from Mihai. He's kind of blocked off the entryway. And archers have fletching. Guys, I don't think Blue actually knows that his opponent has sneak archers. I think he just wants to try it himself. It could end up helping him that he could defend with something, but these archers could find villagers pretty quickly here for Mihai. Ken Hawking says, I understand why seeding works the way it does, but it's got to be disheartening to see yourself matched against someone like Mihai when you're rank 115. Yes and no. A lot of other events don't even allow someone above 100 to even compete, right? So I think the fact that as the archers go into the TC, this is not what you want to do with your archers. Hello? Oh, man, Blue didn't even notice that because they're all just looking at water, which Blue is winning at the moment. I think for someone at seed 115, the fact that you can even play and compete is kind of rarity at times because the cutoff is normally below 100 for a lot of other events. So, in my experience, people are just really pumped to be able to compete at this rank. I think Blue's actually got some decent chances here. His eco's not as good, but he has a nice bit of momentum on water chasing the fish. And he could maybe stop these archers from killing many villagers. They haven't killed any villagers yet. Mihai didn't know where his opponent was with the villagers, so... He ran into the town center, and then Blue had time to realize. But fletching for the archers from Mihai. Mihai's really controlling the game here. And there's still a villager over here that could potentially build something. I wouldn't actually mind a stable if your opponent's gone into skirm defense. Look at Blue's eco right now. Like, 15 villagers just finished 1 sheep. All the villagers got pulled off the lumber camp. It's really hard to adapt. It's really hard to get to the shore fish, add the farms, and do everything else when you've got water and you've got land. But, does Mihai see this? Mihai doesn't have a range at home. And, oh my god, that was actually crazy. He noticed, he dropped a house, he garrisons the TC, and Blue, you can't go through here, man. Well, maybe you can, actually. Hold on. He goes through. That's gonna do something. Mihai, no loom! Mihai, no loom. He's getting loom. What is happening? Guys, I think sneaking a Vil on this map is going to be more the norm because too many people, it's just play water and then it's comparing water bonuses and that's it. And I think Mihai's advantages on water have come from the sneak. Potentially. The fact that he killed the fish, the fact that he can recover on water, all come from the fact that he turned it into a huge multitasking game here. Where did the other archers go for blue? I thought he had the archers over here. It's kind of been hard for me to get into a rhythm here casting this. Did they die? Did the villagers kill them somewhere? Actually have no clue where those archers went. Blue's making demos? Oh, wow, they did die to the TC, so he went back into the TC. That's weird. Okay. Mihai almost seems like he's looking for them. But yeah, Blue's eco is just a bit of a wreck. He actually did a great job in the fights. If you were to watch the engagements, you're thinking this guy's really held up. But he's behind in 2,000 resources collected. It's crazy, right? Blue's super talented, but the macro of the top guys, the idle TC time when everything's getting wild, is just so much better for them. And then there's still the threat of this forward Vil. I know you're Koreans, but I kind of would have liked a stable here so you could get a knight out to push back skirms and get into the opponent's eco. I think the plan for Mihai is to go back into water control. And I think he's going to be pretty happy to just push back the opponent's skirms with what he can. He won't care about losing these archers at this point. It's going to be all about water and booming now. Mihai, if you're cool, you're going to make a turtle ship. Okay? So this is not me calling you uncool. This is yourself. This is you letting everybody know that you are not a cool person if you don't make a turtle ship. So this is not on me. You know the rules now. Well, he isn't listening to a word I say, so that is kind of on me, but you still get my point. Doping positive says Mihai, question mark? Well, you might be high because you're doping positive, but in this case, we're talking about the yellow player, Mihai. The fires are upgraded. Water control is going to come in. What? Huh? Did he accidentally hold shift earlier? Listen, Mihai is not going to expect 5 demos from Blue. That's crazy. I don't know if that's going to be worth it here, Blue. Save it up. It's a whole freaking suicide fleet. He doesn't want to waste them, but he kind of needs to use them in some way. And yeah, well, that didn't work. He kills 2 ships, he loses 5, and there's cav archers all over him. And yeah, at this point, Mihai is just going to snowball his lead. He'll have full water control, full control of the middle. And Mihai wins the first game. It was a messy first game. I like the fact that Mihai made it messy, though. Too often the favorites don't do that. I actually think that's one thing that they could excel with. I want to go back, because we were fast-forwarding. How exactly did that Vil get there? Probably the villager that walked through the middle and built the outpost in the house. And it was... Okay, so the Dockville builds... Yep, she just walked over. She didn't build the outpost in the house. She just walked over. So yeah, Blue had no clue. When Blue built this barracks, it just so happened to be at the same time, but he had no clue that villager was there, so that was a big surprise for him. And here we go. All right, so we'll put Eskabe back in the blue. And we're catching up. Apologies for those watching later on YouTube. But we had issues because the game updated to get into this game. So we got Dravidians for blue. Really nice civ for the start on this map. And then we got Khmer for Mihai, which I wasn't expecting. Khmer can skip that barracks, go directly to the stable, the archer range. They've got good scorpions, the good farms. But Dravidians are super smooth on any map with water. So I think I prefer the Dravidians here. But what you can do with Khmer maybe is be a little bit greedy. And could maybe see Fast Castle into some Siege. Maybe Fast Castle into some Knights. Something along those lines. Both players TCing pretty much where you would expect. In Blue's case, though, he did TC a much smaller wood line, which is unfortunate. I think he wanted to be TC on the golds. I didn't see where his vills started off, but that's a bit unfortunate. He could have maybe TC'd here. We'll probably need to make a lumber camp anyways, though. And he gets the extra wood later on, so that's not too big a deal. And then the big focus on this map is normally all the wood in the middle. We've seen games where someone will win water, and then they don't have any lands control, and they have problems here. So, I have been a very big fan of this map so far. We weren't really sure how it would play out, but I think the balance of it's been pretty good. And it's early rounds too, so we get to see people experiment with different things. Cap 1983, what's up, man? Thank you for the prime. Missed a couple primes today. Thank you, everybody. Horse Deer, thanks for the 4 years. Hopefully you're still there. You may just want to choose to lurk, but thanks for... So if it's 4 years and I was gone for 2, that's been really like 6 years of support. That's awesome. Thank you. Chat, which has been your favorite game / series of Wandering Warriors Cup so far? Do you have one? I think it's gotta be... I mean, I didn't watch Gem Jack and Jibbatong. That series looked like it was really good. So that's gotta be up there. And then the one that I covered earlier today with Good Game Overtaken was crazy. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. The pathing! No! Blue loses a Vill. That's a thanks to E moment. We all know what happened there, right? I'm going to explain to you what happened there. Blue had the boar like up here, and he clicked here, and the game said, let's path around the wood line. Maybe it was his fault. Maybe he wasn't paying attention. Maybe a combination of both, but the pathing can be a bit weird sometimes. And now he's down a Vill. So that hurts. Hurts the confidence as well when you're already the underdog. Already down a game. Glendower says, did Good Game win? I think I should probably talk about this. Like, if you didn't watch the series, you need to go watch it. But I'm just... Actually, let me just tell you this. It went to 5 games, okay? We had someone chop a tree and drop a castle on the other side of someone's walls, so there was a tree hop. We had someone destroy their own castle. We had villagers die to boars. We had fast castles. We had fast feudals. We had like everything in that series. It was so good. It was intense. Hope that's going on extras. Yeah, it's going on extras. It all in Cav Archers, all in Siege. It was a really fun series. But that Nomad game was crazy, dude. Barracks for Eskabe. So, by the way, my plan is every single series I cast in full will hit extras. Everyone. So hopefully within 24 to 48 hours, the series is on my extras YouTube channel. The best individual games will go to the main YouTube channel. And we'll always synchronize it. So, like, if this game is an absolute freaking banger, one of the best games of the week, this goes to my main YouTube channel. And then simultaneously, the full series goes to the extras channel. So there's a lot of content for you. All right, so Archer range and Navy is the plan for Blue. And then we're going to have Scouts and Navy for Mihai. So similar builds. Similar positions right now. Mihai does have the 1 extra fishing ship and the 1 extra Vill. So slightly there. But could be anyone's game depending on how it plays out. I think not having a Scout here makes it interesting. So you don't really know your opponent's opening. You adapt to what you see. But Spear Archer could work really well in theory against Scouts, but most of the resources for Mihai are really close to the TC. So it'll be kind of tough for Archers to work out. And now he's going... Mihai's collecting all these Buffalo, too. He's actually using the Scouts for that, which is something else we saw. But, Mihai's Archer Range Edition seems perfect for what he's up against, but he hasn't fully seen what he's up against yet. Guys, 3 different people in chat told me that Mihai's name means something different. Someone said it means Michael. Someone said it means, like, good friend. And then someone told me it means something else. I don't know who to trust on that. Maybe it kind of means all 3. But I'm just going to say Mihai. It means Epic Hair Day. Well, I know not to trust Atomic Sausage. I know that. It's literally Michael? Okay. Alright. Mihai is Romanian version of Michael. Okay, good to know. Is Mihai's real first name Michael? That would make sense, but I actually don't know. I met him in Spain at the Red Bull event, and I didn't call him his first name. I just called him Mihai. And he said, congratulations on being high. I'm Michael. Why are you telling me that? Archers and Spears running into the TC fire. That hurts a lot for Blue. And then Blue is also losing some of his fires here. Pretty close, though, because there's still fish nearby for Mihai. And I think the key thing for Mihai right now is the buffaloes. Look at the food situation. Wow, they both actually have buffaloes. Wow, so they both prepared a lot. Those buffaloes are important. You don't need to add any farms. Wow, hold on. So when that guy picked Tatars earlier, that was kind of next level thinking. Tatars with that many buffaloes and a hill? It's pretty good. By the way, Blue's had a really nice game here. He's made lots of army. He's contesting on water. Mihai could lose his fish here. Mihai was really late with some of the fires. I don't think he was expecting Blue to have the archers, the spears, and everything else. And Mihai losing some scouts. Let's go underdog. This is really nice. I think he did lose his ship over here. There's a lot happening, but you'll take that because Mihai lost every single scout due to the pressure. Double range from Blue as well to continue to send archers forward. And if he can just get fletching here, which is an upgrade he's still missing. He has to realize this because he has the blacksmith and I think he has it. Could be a really good opportunity. It's not knee-high, guys. I'm not mispronouncing it. I think you guys are just trolling, right? I'm getting all self-conscious about my pronunciations now. What you're going to see a lot of from these players who are in the top 100 who don't have as much experience is you're going to see a lot of commitment, right? There's not going to be that fine-tuned, confident balance of produce a little bit of army, go to Castle Age like a lot of the top guys do. You're going to see a lot of the double range, the triple docks. They're really going to try and outproduce. And then with the big players, the more experienced players are going to have, they're going to have that better balance, that better eco management, and better damage control. But Blue's got enough archers out here to eventually be able to do something. He's got ranged units here as well to track Mihai. And Mihai, still, I think, focused a little bit on water. So he's going to lose every single archer here to this attack from Blue. This is really good for Eskabe. And think about the wood situation for Mihai. He needs to use this wood line, or he's going to have the chop way over here. That's just not good long term. Blue's fishing ship's still working over here. But Mihai's looping around this way. We'll see if Blue spots him. It seems like Blue knows about it. Blue's going to find that. That's huge. Over here as well. Mihai is losing all of his archers. Mihai's falling apart. Mihai is falling apart. It's honestly, every time I look at an engagement, it feels like Mihai is distracted by the other engagement happening at the time. Let's go. Let's go, man. This is sick. Yeah, defending on water. He's kind of got Mihai surrounded. Mihai will click up to Castle Age, but he's got 0 archers. He's got no army. Blue just needs to be careful. Don't throw away army to the TC. Don't overextend, dude. Don't get trapped here either. It's actually a pretty nice spot to sit if there's no tower. But now that the tower goes up, Blue needs to leave. And there he goes. Dude, what are we doing? He's just getting, like, right underneath the DC. It's stressing me out. So, honestly, I think the best thing for Mihai to do... Obviously, winning water would be huge. He's still got lots of navy, so finding the fish and killing the fish would be priority. I think scorpions, guys. Because how else are you going to come back against this many ranged units if you're Khmer? There's a lot of skirms. There's a lot of archers from blue. Blue should prioritize mangonels. Maybe go monk siege push in the middle. And this is where you have to start to think about how this game plays out too, right? So blue's not really denying much right here. I think it would make sense for him as he's defending on water, producing again on water. Really nice shop. Start to think about where you want to position yourself in castle and start to loop your units back to the middle. You want to have control of this hill. You don't want to be stuck over here. Ideal world. Fire galleys from Mihai finally make their way over here. And the army from blue still not denying a lot, but it's a lot of presence here. The first thing we're going to see from Mihai is a siege workshop. Makes sense. No surprise here. Blue's going to come back on the water. And he's able to justify and afford war galleys. So I think he'll end up being the player who has more water long term. 1,500 more res collected. This player's 2080 elo against 2,700 elo here, guys. And he doesn't have near the experience. And he's playing like a beast. He's playing really good here. I think he's going to be the water, which he'll probably dominate, and then Key's going to be the middle. Can he close it out? I have seen so many instances where someone can't close it out when they get a nice little lead like this. Again, I think for me, you got to worry about the middle of that map. You have to have an answer for those scorpions, these 8-range Khmer scorpions. Couple scorpions deal with pikes, and they deal with the crossbows fairly easily. So Dravidians have cheap siege. I think that's where you need to think about the siege. They also don't get redemption for their monks. They also can't make knights. It is their own siege to take care of siege. That's pretty much their best option. Guys, pick a winner right now. Blue's on 2 TCs. Blue's going to have 11 fishing ships. Blue's going to have a crazy population lead. But he's up against Mihai. And Mihai will know he's behind. Mihai's the more experienced player. What do you think? Okay, a lot of people are saying they're going to win. Okay, they're living vicariously through Mihai or Eskabe here. Oh, man. Dude, make a siege workshop, please. Please make a siege workshop. This is a dangerous comp to face up against. This is so dangerous. See, he's thinking ballistics for his archers or something. Is that going to help you? Like a mangonel would. Grab that relic. There go the knights diving into the wood line. Blue being pushed off of the hill, giving Mihai a little bit of room to breathe. Maybe Mihai can think about a town center in the middle now. Think about another siege workshop, perhaps. The knights run through here for Mihai. Now Blue's got to be careful. This is where it's palm sweaty mom spaghetti. Vomit on the keyboard already, you know? It gets really dangerous here because then he brings his ranged units back. He's focused on the quick walls and the scorpions melt everything. No! No! Oh, that was so bad. Okay, at least he converted the knights. At least he has the knights to try and take those scorps. Just you lose control. And if the panic sets in, the big names are going to find a way back. Mihai's finding a way back through these scorpions. 6 Khmer scorpions. So this is the simple thing, right? The simple thing is to sit here and say what you should do after the fact. It's not always that easy. But we talked about it ahead of time because I know how these games tend to go. And like... if he had that army holding the hill so he could just have a mangonel here, he could have his army with a mangonel and everything would have been okay. Now he lost his army. Now he's like over making monks. Now his eco is all out of whack because he's all stressed. And now this gets crazy from here. 11 fishing ships out and about with Dravidian. Super good for the eco. But let's see what Mihai can cook up here. Mihai knows he's behind. Mihai's on stone. Mihai may be thinking about a castle. You need to have that hill controlled. Mihai coming in. And there he goes. Denies the TC for now. Blue's got the monks around. Mihai will probably need to leave. But the mangonels need to be here. Don't even use your monks here. Oh! Oh, that could have been worse. Oh, it can be worse. Oh, no. Oh, God. The villagers were lined up there. Mihai kills the Vils. The TC still goes up. These Scorpions have 25 kills. And the stress, the anxiety of the moment right now for Blue must be insane. It's all fun and games. It's all game theory until you're actually in the tournament. Until you're in mid-game on a map like this. Scorpions outrange the mangonels, by the way. Look at that. Look at that. Mihai sniping it like he's got longbows. Doesn't lose a single Scorpion. And now, so there were pikes before. The pikes are out of the picture. So if the pike's out of the picture, Mihai could always use the light cav now against the monks. Blue definitely overmade monks in a panic. And he is going to lose a monk. But he converts a knight. And knight's going to try. And knight cannot kill those scorpions. Devotion now for Mihai. Mihai ran out of that stone spot. You have to find another stone spot if you want a castle. He definitely wanted a castle in the middle. And Mihai still keeping his scorpions alive. Light cav dove in, killed a couple monks. Blue is falling apart here, friends. He's falling apart. Nice eco lead. Big shot! Boom! Okay, he kills some of the scorpions. That's good. But there's no balance. There's no rhyme. There's no reason. There's no flow to things. His eco's great, but what is he going to make? Like that moment where he panicked because the knights got into his base and all of his army died to scorpions hurt him so much. If he still had that army around, could maybe do something with it. I think making his own light cav wouldn't be a bad idea. Those are just light cav he converted, and the monks trying to convert the knights, getting baited. They hop into the TC now, though. And Mihai, his eco is so much more efficient right now. He's underneath the TC. He's going to take out the mangonel. It was such a good opportunity for Blue. He played so good. But you have to be able to stay consistent. And the GG's called. Nice comeback there from Mihai. And this is learning experience. Like I said, someone like Eskabe doesn't have the experience of someone like Mihai, and he probably doesn't have the skill necessarily either. That comes with time. And it was just that I could kind of tell when he had his army positioned back here and Mihai was going to be able to take the hill. You could kind of tell that could be an issue. Hills, you don't think about it in the same way until you've experienced something like that enough. Hills are everything, especially on a map like this. Beautiful job from Mihai to recover there. So, now, if you're wondering, like, what could he have done differently? I think everything in early Castle Age was pretty much fine, but I would want this army to be on the hill, right? So this army at this point would have already looped back, is protecting the hill, and you immediately go Siege Workshop Monastery. And the Scorpions can never, like, if you have those buildings in the middle of the map, you don't have to have it forward. You just need to have it here. Mihai can't justify ever coming to the middle with these Scorpions. Literally, this is it right here. This moment, right? If this is like a minute later, if it's Siege Workshop Monastery, this cannot happen. And he's got to like go around the side and it has to be really awkward. So oftentimes what happens is players will have the eco lead. They'll drop the TC, but they don't have that next step. And it's kind of hard to know what you make with Dravidians too, because they don't have knights themselves. But like all of this should never have happened. He thought later, I've got to add the Siege Workshop. So Yeah, good stuff. Okay, so game 3, I really think there's promising signs for this blue player. It's Boundary Brawl. We've got Bengalis as the pick. Now, we're catching up to live time because we have lots of sets to watch today. And blue has clearly done his homework. I think he's trying to get some of the water buffaloes. And Huns are actually a nice pick because you can use the horse to get some of the water buffaloes around as well. Bengalis is like kind of a wild pick if you ask me. They don't have the Cav Archers. They don't have Knights. Both of those things I think are really solid in this map in Castle Age. You get the extra... Hold on, what happened with the Rhinos? Okay, so Mihai lost a Rhino early to Blue. Blue picked up a Rhino from him. Mihai didn't snag it. So there's 2 Rhinos here for Mihai, and then somehow Blue ends up getting another one. Right there, we missed it. So, anyways, we're live time now. 3 Rhinos for Blue. I think water could be an option with the Bengalis. You do get the additional vills when you make it to the next stage, so those are all good options, but I do feel like the previous game was an issue because he didn't really know what military to make in Castle Age, and he was in a situation where he couldn't make knights when he had lots of food. Could be a similar situation here. Obviously, like super late game, Bengalis completely roll over, completely destroy the Huns, I think. But mid game could be a bit of an issue here. But Mihai might have an issue now. He is going to have the water buffaloes coming in because he's using his horse to pick them up. But it's kind of an issue to get food if you're down 400 and your opponent's up 400 then. Because of those 3 elephants or rhinos there. Woodline's back here for Blue. Doc's going to go up for Mihai. Blue could see that Doc because of the vision here. So what I would do if you're Blue, you know that Mihai's got to recover because he doesn't have food. You could see that he is a Doc. For me, this is an obvious instance where your opening in Feudal Age is to go for Doc and try and win on water. Now, what you could also do, and this is my initial thought before we jumped into the game, is you could go fast Castle Ratha and drop a castle in the middle and go crazy YOLO because you're down as an underdog 2-0. Like, clearly, if this game becomes a standard game, Mihai's probably going to come back because that's what happened previously. So, like, is it fast castle? Does he see the stone? I think he does. Yep. He sees the stone. He sees the gold. Okay, never mind. He's going to get Loom. He's probably going to go up to Feudal Age. People are wondering why the mods are not doing gambling. For all the gambling addicts, I'm in and out of games nonstop, and occasionally the mods are busy and can't run the gambling for the points that earn you nothing. I'm sorry that we've encouraged your addiction. Dux is apparently here, and our base is busy making sure that the tournament's organized. So, we apologize. But yeah, we're also going to add more mods soon because we have a pretty light squad and we need more people. Also, do we have anyone watching that's... there's the gambling addicts. Do we have anyone watching that has front-end, back-end dev experience at all that would potentially be interested in helping with some projects I have? If that is the case, if that possibly describes you, if you go to my Discord, in the announcements channel, there is an application form. You could just kind of give your information there. You can look through the questions if you're possibly interested. So, okay. Dock over here from Blue. So he kind of hides the fact that he's docking. Is Mihai going to go sneak archers again? Mihai, I think, wants to drop a barracks here, and he scouted the wood line from Blue, so he knows the wood and gold. I think Huns are amazing. I think, I wouldn't have thought about Huns on this map until I've seen it play out. Getting the water buffaloes is huge. Getting the vision on where your opponent goes to wood and gold. Are they on gold? Those types of things. So, that's pretty good. T90, what do I do if I'm banned? Banned from the Discord? Well, we wouldn't want to hire you anyways then. So if that's what you meant. If you got banned from the Discord, I'm probably not hiring you for the projects. Sorry, bro. If you're banned in the Twitch channel, you're not anymore because we can see you, so you're good. Okay, Blue saw the Vills, sees the barracks, and sees the archer range. This is a pretty good spot for Blue because he also has his own archer range coming up. Mihai was relying on this being a little bit of a surprise here. Archer range will probably complete because it's 2 Vills. And then Mihai can maybe back away, quick wall, and save the Vills. But Fire Galley from Blue on the way to pressure Mihai's fish. Mihai did see that there was a dock there. And he has his own Fire Galley out. Will need to repair here. But also needs to save the Vills. So there's a lot of things to look at. You would expect Mihai would notice it. Blue notices as well. Villagers around for Eskabe as well, so maybe needs to get out of dodge with that. Archer's on the way from Mihai to clear this up. Someone says they got banned for making fun of my beard. There are so few people banned from my Discord. I don't know if you actually are even banned, in all honesty. But if you were banned, it was not because you made fun of my beard. Especially because I don't have a beard. Mihai's on 2 docks here. He defends. He kills the Vill. He kills the fire ship. And then this Vill, I don't know what he's still doing here, but this Vill's likely a goner as well. Archers from Mihai just making their way right over here. Idle time for the TC of Blue, 48 seconds. 1 single second for Mihai. Just so consistent. And I think the water buffaloes help a lot with that. Also, I think when you're hunts, there's less likelihood you're ever going to get pop capped. Well, you straight up just can't get pop capped, right? So I think that plays a role in really messy games. Villager just waiting to die. I think Blue forgot about this Vill. And yeah, right now, it's just kind of like... This is maybe the meta. Like, Blue's giving it his best shot with variety of gameplay. A mix of archers, navy, and eco. But that is where Mihai, the favorite, is going to shine. The previous game, Blue did such a good job to get a lead and still ended up losing. And now, like, Mihai's feeling pretty inevitable here because he actually has a lead early. Blue's resources looking good for Castle Age, but what are you going to do in Castle Age in this situation? Can't go Knights. They would have to rely on ranged units. Needs to snag fletching. Mihai already has that. And Blue's dock soon going to go down. Fire Galley getting chased away here. So yeah, after this series, we're going to do a vote in chat. And we're going to vote on if we want to cast the Doubt series or the Ozone Lamo series, which is like seed 40 to 70 or like 35 to 70, which is probably the closer series, but then it's not Doubt. So after this series, we'll do a poll on that. We might not be able to start at the perfect time there, depending on how long this one goes. But this one isn't looking good for Blue, so... I have organized my entire day tomorrow around making sure that we cast Emu Warrior and the Viper. That is a non-negotiable for me. So, it's like... there's, I think, 2 or 3 sets tomorrow that are non-negotiables for me, and that's at the top of the list. Blue still hasn't clicked up to Castle Age. Mihai on the way up. So, but we're going to do the poll soon, probably, because Blue's about to lose here. So just keep in mind, like, this might be kind of how the Doubt series goes. Because Doubt's even higher seed than, Mihai is, right? Not saying we still can't do it, but I think in terms of competitive sets, the Doubt series is probably not it. And Doubt... should be pretty good in this tournament. And Mihai should be as well. Blue drops the good luck next. And yeah, honestly, Blue, you played really good. This game maybe was not it, but game number 2 was super close. So my suggestion, keep playing, keep grinding. I don't know his age, probably on the younger side. He's been growing, getting better on the ladder the last couple of years. Just keep at it, man. He showed in game number 2 that he could get a lead, and a pretty considerable lead over a top 16 player. You just need more experience to make sure you hold the lead, which is kind of a whole nother battle. So, all right. GG.